The number of people aged 100 and over in Japan is increasing every year. According to 2025 data, this number has reached 99,763. Yes, more than 90,000 people aged 100 and over live in Japan. While people in the US spend a fortune on gyms and expensive fitness trends, people in their 70s and 80s in Japan live long and healthy lives. So what is the difference? Expensive supplements or genetics? Actually, the secret to Japanese seniors living long and healthy lives is mostly hidden in their daily habits. Simple, repetitive movements. Research shows that regular daily movements can have powerful effects on both physical and mental health. Now, we're moving on to those 6 movements, progressing from the simplest to the most effective. But a word of caution. The first movement requires particular attention because some studies strongly indicate its contribution to the brain and quality of life. Before taking the first step, I'm curious where you're watching me from and what time it is right now. Please write in the comments. I eagerly await your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell to turn on all notifications. The first movement, the squat, plays a very important role in the daily routine of elderly people in Japan. In Japan, the elderly still sit and stand at low tables, sleep, or sit on tatami mats. This means they perform the squat movement many times a day. So it's not a movement that has to be done in a gym. It's a natural movement that occurs in the flow of their lives. As I mentioned in my previous videos, the most important secret to longevity in Japan is staying active. Many activities such as squatting, sitting, standing up, using the toilet, and gardening require squat-like movements. Squats are particularly beneficial for those aged 60 plus. They strengthen your leg and hip muscles. The greatest danger in old age is falling, because hip fractures can cause serious problems. Strong legs and hips improve balance and minimize the risk of falling. If your leg muscles are strong, you can walk longer, and climbing stairs becomes easier. If your mobility increases, your social life and self-confidence are supported. Getting up from a chair, using the toilet, bending down and standing up, all of these are related to hip and leg strength. If muscles weaken, an elderly person may become dependent on others. Strong muscles provide independence. Working large muscle groups, such as the thighs and hips, increases calorie burning, thus helping with weight control. Regular exercise improves blood circulation and supports blood pressure and heart health. As the load on the back and knees is reduced, back pain and knee problems are less common. Moreover, older adults with strong hip and leg muscles can stand upright and hunching decreases, making them appear more energetic. What is the Japanese-style squat? In Japan, elderly people often perform deep squats. The movement is performed as follows. Squat down completely so that your hips are close to your heels. This movement is difficult for elderly people in Western societies, but Japanese elderly people have adapted their joints to it because they have been doing it all their lives. What should people over 60 pay attention to? When squatting. First, you can start with support. Sitting down and standing up from a chair squat, is the safest way to begin. If you wish, you can lightly touch your hands to a wall or table for support. If you find it difficult, you can do half squats. There is no need to bend your knees to 90 degrees. 30 to 45 degrees is sufficient. Instead of squatting deeply, you can do a safe squat by bending your knees slightly. Feet should be shoulder width apart. Knees should be slightly turned outwards, not forwards. Back should be straight, chest slightly lifted. Be sure to protect your lower back. To do this, it is important not to lean forwards. Breathe in when squatting. Breathe out when standing up. Holding your breath can raise your blood pressure. Initially, 5 to 8 repetitions, 1 to 2 sets per day are sufficient. Over time, the number of repetitions can be increased to 10 to 15. If you feel pain in your knees or hips, reduce the depth of the movement or stop. If you experience sharp pain, stop the exercise. Safe squat variations for 60 plus, safe for 60 plus 1. Chair squat, sit to stand on a chair. As mentioned earlier, sitting down and standing up from a chair is safe and easy. It simulates daily living functions and strengthens muscles. 2. Wall squat. Wall-supported squat can be performed. It is done with the back against the wall, preventing loss of balance. It is especially safe for older adults who are just starting out. 3. Assisted squat. The squat is performed with the hands lightly touching a table or door handle. Squats for those over 60 must be performed with support and control. Focus should be on correct form and safety, not depth. As muscles strengthen over time, the depth of the movement can be increased. Now for the second movement, arm and shoulder movements. These movements increase upper body flexibility. Japanese elderly people often tend to gardens and do housework, which keeps their arms and shoulders active. In particular, raising their hands is something they do a lot in daily life, such as reaching for shelves and hanging laundry. Some Japanese elderly people practice movements similar to Tai Chi and Qigong, gently swinging and stretching their arms in circular motions. This maintains both flexibility and joint health. In Japan, elderly people often start their mornings with simple exercises called radio taiso. These exercises include movements such as raising the arms, opening them to the sides, and rotating the shoulders. Although these movements appear simple, they play a significant role in keeping the upper body flexible and warming it up. Moving the arms and shoulders every day reduces stiffness, improves posture, and increases blood circulation. It also helps prevent common problems such as frozen shoulder or hunchback. The good news is that you don't have to live in Japan to reap these benefits. You can easily do them at home. Move your arms in circles forwards and backwards. Stretch your hands upwards as if trying to touch the ceiling. Raise your arms forwards and sideways, then slowly lower them. By dedicating just a few minutes each day, you can keep your shoulders mobile, your chest open, and your posture strong. The secret to Japanese seniors remaining healthy and independent, even in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, lies in these simple daily habits. 3. Balance exercises, standing on one foot or light walking exercises. Balance exercises for those over 60. Not just exercise, but a life-saving measure against the risk of falling. Simple, but when practiced regularly, they enable older people to live safely and independently. Let's discuss the benefits of balance exercises. Firstly, they reduce the risk of falling. With age, muscle strength, reflexes, and sense of balance decline. Regular balance exercises prevent serious injuries such as falls and hip fractures. They specifically engage and strengthen the leg, hip, and core, abdomen back muscles. When these muscles are strong, the body maintains balance more easily. It improves posture and reduces hunching, supporting spinal alignment. Balance exercises improve brain-body coordination. Balance training strengthens the communication between the brain and muscles. Reaction time speeds up and makes daily life easier. Going up and down stairs, sitting down and standing up, bending over to pick something up becomes safer. So how can people over 60 do these movements safely? Remember, safety first. Always work with a chair, wall, or support nearby. First, let's talk about standing on one foot. Lift one foot slightly off the ground and balance on the other foot for 5 to 10 seconds. You can do this with support. Hold on to a chair or countertop. When you feel ready, try doing it without support. 2. Balance exercise, heel to toe walk. To perform this exercise, walk in a straight line, touching the heel of one foot to the toe of the other foot. Remember to perform this slowly and with control. 3. Side steps. While standing, slowly step to the right and left. This exercises the hip muscles and lateral balance. 4. Chair. Sit to stand. Sit on a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands if possible. This movement increases leg strength and makes it easier to maintain balance. 5. Tai Chi or simple yoga poses. These poses are frequently used by elderly people in Japan and China. Slow, controlled, fluid movements develop both your muscles and your ability to maintain balance. 4. Movement. Stretching exercises are essential. Stretching is particularly important for people over the age of 60. Stretching exercises allow our muscles to lengthen, making muscle fibers and the surrounding connective tissue more flexible. This increases range of motion. Movements such as bending, reaching, and turning become easier even in old age. For example, if you stretch regularly, you may not need to ask for help to reach for a glass from a shelf in your daily life, and you will get up from a chair more easily. Stretching exercises help eliminate lactic acid that builds up in our bodies, reducing muscle pain and stiffness, especially when the chest, shoulders, and hips are stretched, hunching, and posture problems decrease. Flexible muscles are less strained, reducing the risk of tearing or spraining during sudden movements. For example, you will prevent sudden back pain when picking something up from the floor. Regular stretching maintains the range of motion in ligaments and joints. Sitting down and standing up, bending over to pick something up from the floor, and raising your arms above your head become much easier for those over 60 to 70 years old. Common stretching exercises for people over 60 in Japan. 1. Overhead stretch. Raise your arms above your head and stretch your torso upwards. Your spine lengthens, your lungs expand, and your posture improves. 2. Side stretch. Hands come together above your head, body leans to the right and left. The waist and ribs stretch, the side abdominal muscles work. 3. Chest opener. Bring your arms together in front, then open them back. Your back muscles will relax, stretches the shoulder and chest muscles, reduces hunching. 4. Shoulder rolls. Make circular movements with your shoulders forwards and backwards. Repeat the same movement in the opposite direction. Maintains shoulder flexibility, relaxes the neck and back. 5. Kneeling or seated forward bend. Standing or sitting, slowly bend forward and reach your hands toward the floor. This reduces tension in the hamstrings and increases flexibility. It relieves hand pain. It stretches the lower back, hamstrings, and back muscles. 6. Ankle and leg stretches. Rotate your ankles, bend your knees slightly, and reach forward. It relaxes the leg muscles and increases circulation. 7. Stretches, combined with breathing. Don't forget to breathe in and out while doing the movements. Breathing deeply during stretching is highly emphasized in Japan. It allows for better stretching and increases lung capacity. 5. Spine and posture exercises. Supports standing upright and posture. How do elderly people in Japan do spine and posture exercises? Japanese seniors typically stand on one foot while raising their arms, leaning slightly forward and backward. This movement both strengthens the spine muscles and supports posture. Slow and controlled movements, similar to yoga or tai chi, help keep the spine straight and activate the core muscles. In Japan, the fact that the elderly mostly sit close to the ground and squat down naturally works the spinal muscles. Benefits of spinal posture exercises: reduces hunching and supports standing upright, corrects posture problems, increases spinal flexibility, making it easier to bend forward and backward, strengthens the spine, reducing back and waist pain, makes daily activities such as sitting down, standing up, picking things up, and climbing stairs easier, improves balance and coordination by straightening the spine. So, how can it be done? 5 simple spine and posture exercises. 1. Wall angels. Lean your back against the wall. Raise your arms up and down to activate your shoulder and back muscles. 2. Posture. March. Correct your walking posture. Walk with your shoulders back, chest out, head up, and taking small steps. 3. Cat-cow stretch. Kneel on the floor with your hands on the ground. Slowly arch your back up and down. 4. Seated spine twist. While sitting on a chair, slowly twist your torso to the right and left. 5. Core activation. Stand up straight and pull your stomach in slightly. This activates your lower back and spine muscles. 6. Exercise. Simple aerobic light cardio movements. Supports blood circulation and heart health. This routine, performed throughout Japan in the mornings, is a well-known exercise among the elderly. It involves walking at a gentle pace and arm-leg movements. Simple cardio movements include taking quick steps, swinging the arms, and slightly lifting the knees. Low-impact, slow-paced, but continuous movement exercises support heart health. Benefits of simple aerobics. Movement increases blood circulation, thus enabling the heart to work more efficiently. Simple aerobic light cardio exercises support heart health and have a positive effect on blood pressure and cholesterol. It increases energy levels and reduces fatigue. It maintains muscle and joint function. Leg and hip muscles work continuously, increasing mobility. Contributes to mental health. Light aerobic movements increase endorphin release, reducing stress and depression. So how is it done? 1. You can do light walking or walking at home. A brisk 10-15 minute walk is sufficient. 2. Step touch or light side steps. Small side steps can be done while standing, swinging your arms. 3. Arm and leg swings, light marching. Lift your knees slightly and move as if walking in place. 4. Pedaling. While sitting in a chair. Works the knees and legs, providing low-intensity cardio. Those are the 6 daily movements that help Japanese seniors stay strong, flexible, and independent well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Remember, you don't have to do them all at once. Start slow, focus on proper form, and gradually make them a part of your daily routine. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips for healthy aging, exercises, and longevity secrets, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share your progress in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these movements are helping you stay active and healthy.